Good evening and welcome back again to your Unacademy NEET English channel. I hope all of you are doing great, having a good time. Lot of students who want to prepare for the NEET 2027 examination, they would want to know about a complete 9-month plan, which they should follow so that they can score well when it comes to the NEET 2027 exam, even if the paper is difficult. My dear students, in this particular session, which is going to be very short and precise, I will give you a complete 9-month plan. If you are even at zero after following this particular plan, my dear students, you can score well when it comes to your NEET 2027 examination, even if the paper comes out to be very difficult, right? The plan is not very difficult to follow. It just needs your consistency. It just needs your honesty. That's all is required to crack this particular examination in 9 months, my dear students. So only thing is you're supposed to be regular. You're supposed to be consistent, right? Does not matter what was your score in the re-NEET examination. Does not matter whether it's your second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt, or first attempt. No, right? If you want to dedicate complete 9 months for this preparation with the plan which I'm going to give you right now, my dear students, I am telling you, no one is going to stop you in order to enter into the medical college next year when it comes to the NEET 2027 examination. So what all things you have to follow in these 9 months? Let me talk about those things one by one. My dear students, first of all, you know, there is not one complete year left for the NEET 2027 examination. There are only 9 months left for the preparation. Now, how you are going to strategize these 9 months? My dear students, these upcoming 9 months, you are going to divide into 3 parts. The first 6 months, the another 2 months, and the last month. What you are supposed to do in the first 6 months? My dear students, in the first 6 months, you are supposed to do the syllabus completion. How you will be doing the syllabus completion? I'll talk about that in a while. Once these 6 months are over, the next 2 months, you will do the complete revision. How you are supposed to carry forward the revision? Again, that's something I'll talk about in this particular video also. And in the last month, there should be full syllabus mock tests, which you are supposed to write. So these are the 3 things, my dear students, which you are supposed to do for the upcoming 9 months. So first of all, your primary focus should be the upcoming 6 months in which you have to do the complete syllabus completion of physics, chemistry, and biology, right? Now, my dear students, the point is what you are supposed to do and how you can complete your syllabus in just 9 months. Now, first of all, you know there are almost like 90 chapters in physics, chemistry, and biology in total, right? So what I'm trying to say is, in the 6 months, that means by January end, you should be completing all these 90 chapters first of all, right? Now, it looks difficult to complete all the 90 chapters in 6 months. But my dear students, if you break it into weekly targets, it is really not going to be difficult. So technically what I'm trying to say is, you have to complete all the 90 chapters by January end. That means weekly, every week, you just have to complete some 4 chapters. Every week. One from physics, one from chemistry, one from zoology, and one from botany. So if you are completing 4 chapters every single week, my dear students, right? That means in 1 month, you'll be completing some 16 chapters. And in 6 months, you'll be completing some 90 to 95 chapters. So basically, you have to make your weekly targets right now. What do I mean by weekly targets? For example, you are starting your preparation from today. So for the week 1, you should know what all chapters I should cover, right? Similarly, week 2 target, week 3 target, week 4 target. You do not have to look at all the 90 chapters at once. No. Just focus on the first chapters in the week 1. Leave the other chapters aside. In the week 2, focus on next 4 chapters. Leave the other chapters aside. So your target should be 4 chapters a week. Do not think that you have got some 90 chapters to complete. No. You have to keep one thing in mind, that you have to complete 4 chapters in 1 week, right? That's something which has to be in your mind. You don't have to look at the entire syllabus at once. No. So weekly targets, making weekly targets, that's really, really very important. So basically, 4 chapters in 1 week you are supposed to cover. As I told you, 1 chapter in each subject. That means 1 in physics, 1 in chemistry, 1 in biology. Now, what you have to do? How you are going to complete these 4 chapters in 1 week, right? So that you get the confidence, yes, if a question comes from these 4 chapters, I will be able to solve it. So for that, a sequence of things is required. You're supposed to do a sequence of things, some steps are to be followed, right? And what are the steps? They are not very difficult. What you have to do? First of all, the lectures which you will be watching now to complete the syllabus, they should be of JEE Mains level. Because you never know what is going to be the level of the NEET 2027 examination. So whatever lectures you are watching to complete a chapter, they must be of JEE Mains standard or even more. I must say that. Because from last 2 years, the level of the examination is 2 to 3 times more than that of JEE Mains level, right? So you have to consult the JEE Mains lectures first of all, right? Number one, this is the most important thing. JEE Mains level lectures are to be watched. Perfect. My dear students, after that, once you're watching the lecture, you have to make the notes on your own. That I keep on telling in all my sessions. You should not rely on the session PDFs. You have to make your own notes. And these notes should be very, very, very concise, very precise, so that when it comes to the revision time, it should get revised quickly. That is only possible if your notes are precise, if your notes are concise. Perfect. And my dear students, after that, once you're done with note making, you just have to solve the study material. But the study material which you are solving, it should be again of JEE Mains level. Right? It should be of JEE Mains level. Trust me on that. Perfect. Why I'm giving you all the stuff related to JEE Mains? Because you never know what is going to be the level of the examination in 2027. It can be like this year. It can be like last year. So you have to prepare yourself for the JEE Mains level for sure. Right? And one more thing, which is again very important, that is you have to give the mock tests often. What is meant by often mock tests? Almost after every 10 days, in these 6 months, after every 10 to 14 days, you have to write a mock test, right? And the level of the mock test again should be of JEE Mains level. And if you are doing all your preparation like this, my dear students, trust me, even if the paper comes out to be worst also in NEET 2027, if it comes to be very difficult also, you will be in a position to solve the paper. Perfect. This is the sequence which you have to follow, basically. And if you are following this particular sequence, irrespective of the level of NEET 2027, does not matter. My dear students, you would be in a position to solve majority of the questions in the NEET 2027 examination, particularly when it comes to the subject physics and chemistry. Biology is something you know how to do that. I'm not going to talk about biology now, right? You know how to do that. Perfect. So first of all, the most important thing, JEE Mains level lectures for the syllabus completion. Number two, note making on your own. Number three, whatever study material you are solving, it should be of JEE Mains level for sure, right? Whatever mock tests you'll be writing after every 10 to 14 days, they should be of JEE Mains level for sure. Perfect. And my dear students, as I told you, you have to cover 4 chapters in a week, right? That requires a study of 12 hours almost every single day. And in these 12 hours, 6 hours you are going to see, 12 hours you have to study every single day if you want to crack it. Okay? And in these 12 hours, the 6 hours you should be giving to your lectures and the note making. The 12 hours which you are studying every single day, out of these 12 hours, 6 hours are to be given to these two things. And the remaining 6 hours should be only for the solving, for the question solving. But make sure the material which you are solving, it should be of JEE Mains level for sure, which you are going to solve. So understand how important solving is. Perfect. I'm giving 6 hours for these two and 6 hours for these two. This one. Perfect. So my dear students, 6 hours every single day you have to solve the questions. You have to practice the questions, because practicing questions is going to create an impact. I've seen students completing their syllabus, but do not do a lot of questions basically, do not do effective number of questions, and they miserably fail in this examination. But you're not supposed to do that. You have to give 6 hours to your lectures, and my dear students, 6 hours every single day to solving the questions basically, which basically whatever topics you'll be covering in the lectures, right? These 6 hours should be given to solve the questions of the same topics which you have covered in the lectures basically. Okay? This is something very, very, very important. And do not ignore this one. JEE Mains level mock test is to be written after every 10 to 14 days, for sure. Perfect. If you want to be exam friendly, if you want to understand the exam culture, right? If you want to understand the exam atmosphere, if you want to understand the pressure and a student faces while the actual examination. So you have to be exam friendly basically, which is only going to happen if you write the JEE Mains level mock test after every 10 to 14 days in the first 6 months. My dear students, as I told you, for the revision, your syllabus will be completing by January end. Perfect. Your syllabus will be completing by January end, all the 90 chapters. Perfect. The next 2 months, that means your February and March, it should be completely dedicated for the revision. It should be completely dedicated for the revision. And my dear students, when it comes to revision, you're not supposed to do anything new. No, you're not supposed to do anything new. What you have to do? When it comes to revision you have to do in 2 months, correct? That means again the 90 chapters to be revised in 2 months. Again the 90 chapters to be revised in 2 months. That means per month 45 chapters to be revised. Per month 45 chapters to be revised. That means per week 12 chapters to be revised almost, right? And it's not difficult since you have completed the syllabus, right? Now it's the time for revision. And in 1 week, you can easily revise some 12 chapters. Easily you can revise some 12 chapters. But this revision, my dear students, this revision, it should be done from your notes only. Whatever notes you have made in the first 6 months, revision should be completely done from notes. That's why making notes is very, very important, and making short and precise notes is equally important. Perfect. So what you have to do in these 2 months, you have to revise from your notes. Perfect. You have to solve the same questions again, which you have already solved. While the first 6 months, well, this time you're not going to solve each and every question. You just have to look at the questions. You have already solved in the first 6 months. You have to look at those questions. You have to remember their approach basically, right? And while doing the revision, if you think some of the question I have forgotten to solve, or which you solved already in the beginning in the first 6 months, at that time you have to use pen and paper and try solving that question again. Otherwise, you have to look at all the questions and remember their approach. Perfect. NCERT revision is very important when it comes to biology and inorganic chemistry particularly. Do not forget that. And my dear students, this is something which is something extra which you will be doing while the revision time. See, this is something we call as NEET Achiever book. You know, there will be some Achiever books which you will be having, or if you do not have, you can get them, right? In the Achiever books, there are basically level up questions given. For example, in Unacademy, we provide Achiever book like this. Achiever book like this. In every chapter of physics, chemistry, biology, there are 50 questions given, but those 50 questions are level up questions basically. Those 50 questions in every chapter, they are level up. Perfect. This is something which you have to solve in the revision time. Perfect. The level up achievers questions, this is very, very, very important. First of all, doing all the questions again which are there in the notes. Perfect. Looking at them, remembering their approach, and whatever study material you have solved, going through the study material again, right? Seeing the questions, remembering their approach, and this is something extra which you will be doing in the revision time. And my dear students, once you are done with the revision, the last 1 month is very, very, very crucial, right? Last 1 month is very crucial. Why it's crucial? Because I've seen students doing only revision in the last 1 month. But last 1 month is dedicatedly for the mock tests, right? Last 1 month is dedicatedly for the mock tests. So basically in the last 1 month, that means 30 days. In 30 days, minimum you have to write 30 mock tests. So I would recommend part syllabus mock tests to be written on the first 15 days, part syllabus mock tests. And the last 15 days, you have to do the full syllabus mock. You have to write the full syllabus mock. So every single day, you have to write 1 mock test. In the first 15 days, it's going to be a part syllabus mock test. In the last 15 days, it's going to be the full syllabus mock. So technically, you'll be writing 30 extra mock tests in the last month, right? And it's not only you'll write these mock tests. No, you have to analyze these mock tests. After every mock test, you have to give 1-2 hours. You have to give 1-2 hours to the paper. You have to understand where are your mistakes, where are your weaknesses, how you can convert those weaknesses into strengths, where your weakness is in conceptual clarity, whether your weakness is your calculation. You have to analyze that, and that's something which you can only analyze by writing the mock tests. So write the mock tests, analyze them, and rectify the mistakes which you do in the mock tests. That is going to play a vital role when it comes to your NEET 2027 preparation. Perfect. And my dear students, if you are following this particular plan for upcoming 9 months, right? See, following this plan is very difficult. Why is that? Because you need consistency. 12 hours every single day you have to study. Perfect. That is very, very, very difficult. So for that strong willpower is required. Strong discipline is required. Right? So try to remain disciplined for complete 9 months, my dear student. And if you can remain disciplined for complete 9 months, I am giving you a surety, nobody is going to stop you when it comes to cracking the NEET 2027 exam. And if you think you cannot do all this on your own, it is difficult to remain disciplined, right? There should be someone who should be telling you all the time what to do, what not to do. Then for those students, we are going to launch a fresh batch for the NEET 2027 aspirants. This is going to be your Phoenix 3.0 batch, my dear student. This particular batch, I know there are a lot of students who were waiting for the results, right? Since you got the results, now they got to know they cannot crack it through NEET 2026. Now they have started to think that they'll take one more, these 9 months, they'll prepare again and try to crack it. Particularly for them, we are starting a fresh batch, which is the Phoenix 3.0 batch, and we are starting this batch on 25th of July, my dear student. And In this particular batch, whatever things I told you till now, every single thing is taken into consideration. What does that mean? That means your entire syllabus of physics, chemistry, and biology will be done by January end. By January end, your entire syllabus of physics, chemistry, biology will be done, right? You need not to worry about the revision. In the month of February and March, we'll be doing the revision in this batch as well. In the month of February and March, a revision is scheduled in the batch itself. Perfect. All the chapters, be it in physics, chemistry, or biology, will be started from basics. Every single chapter will be started from basics. All the theory, all the problem patterns, even more than JEE level mains examination, right? All the theory, all the problem patterns will be done in the class itself. Perfect. Every single day, there will be 4 live classes. And the duration of the lecture will be maximum 1.5 hours. So technically, you are giving 6 hours with your lectures. And these lectures which we are providing in the batch, they are absolutely going to be of JEE mains level for sure, particularly in the subject physics and chemistry, right? And my dear students, since all the classes are live, by chance, if you are not able to join any live session, by chance you miss some live session, you'll be getting the recording of every live class as well, right? And my dear students, after every 14 days, you'll be writing the test, right? The tests which we are going to schedule in this batch, they are absolutely going to be your JEE mains level tests, my dear students, right? And you need not to worry about the test series as well. Test series, all India test series is also included here. Perfect. Now you must be thinking, who is going to train you in this batch? My dear students, in Unacademy, for the 2027 aspirants, we are starting many batches basically. One batch is started by my team, me and my team. One batch is started by Seep ma'am with her team. One batch with another team. For NEET 2027 aspirants only. Perfect. So you'll be having the access to all those batches basically. And if I talk about my batch, which is there in English language, there is one more batch of mine, which is there in English language, right? This is the team who is going to train you in that. Physics by Yavar sir, chemistry by me and KK sir, and your biology by Tina ma'am. Perfect. This is going to be your faculty, my dear students, in the English batch, which is particularly dedicated for the South Indian students, right? And my dear students, as I told you, you'll be having the access to all the batches of Unacademy, right? Which we are starting from 25th of July for the NEET 2027 aspirants. Also, you need not to worry about the mentorship. Mentorship sessions will be done with us, right? After your every test, there will be mentorship sessions with all of you, wherein we'll keep you letting you know how you can, improvise your scores, etc., when it comes to the NEET 2027 exam. Perfect. Now, since I was talking about you'll be having the access to all the batches of Unacademy, right? This is the batch which is in English language, right? You'll be having access to this one. This is the batch which is in English language. You'll be having the access to this one as well. This is the one more batch. Similarly, one more batch, my dear students. Similarly, one more batch. You'll be having access to all these batches of Unacademy, my dear students. Okay? You'll be having access to all these batches of Unacademy. So technically, you are having the access to all the lectures of all these educators. You'll be having the access to all the educators over here. So technically, I must say, it is going to be your choice to select your educators, right? Whether you want to study chemistry from me, you can do that. You want to study physics from any of these educators, you can do that. You want to study biology from any of these educators, you can do that. You'll be having the access to pick and choose your teachers, basically, right? And how do we enroll? How do we take the subscription of Unacademy so that we have the access to all these batches in Phoenix 3.0? How do we get that? How do we get the access? Let me show that, my dear students. So first of all, the session which you are watching right now, right? The video which you guys are watching right now, there will be a link there in the description box of the video. There will be a link in the description box of the video, my dear student. I'll pin the same link in the comments as well. You just have to click on that link. And after clicking on the link, my dear students, you'll find a page like this. Here you'll be having 3 options. Either you can take Plus subscription, or you can take Iconic subscription, or you can take Iconic Pro subscription. Now, what is the difference in Plus, Iconic, and Iconic Pro? My dear students, in all these subscriptions, you'll be having the access to all the batches. Whether you're taking Plus subscription, you're taking Iconic subscription, you're taking Iconic Pro subscription, you'll be having the access to all the batches in these subscriptions. Now, what is different in Plus, Iconic, and Iconic Pro? My dear students, in Plus subscription, you get study material in the form of PDFs. In Iconic subscription, you get study material in the form of these booklets, which are delivered to your houses, right? Also in Iconic subscription, you get one-on-one mentorship sessions with me, right? And in Iconic Pro subscription, apart from my mentorship, you get mentorship from AIMS topper students as well, right? Perfect. You get mentorship from AIMS topper students as well. They'll keep on having one-on-one sessions every week with you. Apart from my mentorship sessions, apart from your educator mentorship sessions, you'll have mentorship sessions with the AIMS toppers as well, right? Which will mentor you in this particular subscription. Now, how do we get enrolled? You have to click on either Plus, Iconic, or Iconic Pro, whatever you want to take. Click here for 9 months because there are only 9 months left. You'll be using the code WASSIM Wassim. And if you want to be under my mentorship throughout this one complete year, throughout these 9 months, click on continue. After clicking on continue, my dear students, well, you have got the option to add the additional test series as well. The CBT test series. The CBT test series. Perfect. You have got the option whether you want to take an additional test series as well. You can do that. The CBT test series. Perfect. And in these CBT test series, one is your offline CBT test series, one is your online CBT test series. In offline CBT test series, what happens? You have to write the test in the nearest Unacademy center. In your area, there'll be Unacademy center. You can go there, write this test. In the offline CBT test. Online CBT test happens at home only. You should have a screen in front of you, right? So that you'll write the test in the CBT online mode at home itself. But that test is monitored by AI. You cannot use the mobile phone in between. You cannot use some different tabs in between, right? The choice is yours whether you want to go for this additional test series or the online CBT test series. So what you have to do, you have to click on continue. After clicking on continue, my dear students, you'll be directed to this particular page wherein you have to put your mobile number, or you can continue with your email ID, and eventually you are getting this particular batch only at 4499. Only at 4499, you're getting the access to all these batches that I showed you here. Perfect. So my dear students, batches are starting from 25th of July, right? And batches are filling super fast. So my recommendation, right after watching this particular video, get enrolled into the batch and start the preparation with us, with the finest team of the country when it comes to the NEET UG program, right? So my dear students, with this, I'll be taking a leave, right? If you'll be having any sort of doubts related to these batches, do let me know in the comment section of this particular video. I'll be definitely helping you out in order to deal with those sort of doubts, with those sort of queries, right, which you'll be having related to batch or related to anything. Perfect. So taking the leave with this, you take care. God bless you all and love you all, my dear. Bye-bye.